Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John, and we're back with Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 23, the Toguro Gan, Japanese debut March 20th, 93, USA, April 3rd, 2003. And then to episode 24, the Deadly Triad, Japan, March 27th, 93, USA, April 4th, 2003.
John mentioned before all of this that John has 5 pages of notes about Yu Yu Hakusho this week.
They're all episode 24. You can probably, if you've seen episode 24, you can probably guess what those notes are about. But let's do episode 23 first to save me a little bit of sanity.
Makes sense.
We've got another muscle tower, basically, with a twist. We're fighting through the levels again.
Yeah, but this time it's like gangsters, and the lead gangster has like a lemon head.
Yeah.
And he's
all the other gangsters look normal.
They do. I do like that we introduce all these other criminals who are our regional stereotypes, but just normal dudes. Apart from the one at the end, who's clearly going to be a character, Shinjuki.
Oh no! Why am I not remembering his name? He's so important to the plot going forward.
Sayako.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who is there just who feels like he's come out of a shoujo manga.
He's like very handsome. He's very handsome.
He's the distant big brother. Who's probably going to die in a car crash at some point.
What are we doing on the ground, Oni-chan?
I do love. I will admit, I like the twist of this gangster being like, we're being invaded by these guys. You know what? Let's make some money off it. Let's run a death game.
A lot of betting.
Let's have fun.
A lot of betting. This was sports betting before it was cool, or at least decriminalized.
I like that, we've had our demon villains and now we're doing human like actually just regular dudes who are just evil because of the greatest evil of all, which is capitalism. So I like that. I like that Yu Yu Hakusho, as opposed to like other shows where it's like demons all the time, bad guy. Now we're getting a new side to this, and I think it's cool. It's neat.
I like the bigger Toguro brother as well, because they kind of do a good job with him in this, where he kills Helen, the big monster, and he's like, I don't take any pleasure in this, but a job's a job.
Job's a job.
I'll take out this tiger thing. Sure, bring it on.
After the Saint Beasts all being sort of just outright sadists, it is cool to have this guy who is basically just an assassin. He's like, I'm paid to kill people, but there's more to me than that.
I do like that when the elder Toguro, which is the tiny one, gets put on the ground before he has to go fight the tiger. And I know you don't see it, but in my brain, I'm just imagining younger Toguro being like, and down you go.
I love the thing is, what I've noticed is that whenever the old Toguro is riding on the other one, he's not animated. So he's just like, there's a few like wide shots where you see like the one talking and he's just there like, just like totally still. It's like, has he died?
Yeah, it's a real Ferrotor situation from like Mortal Kombat X. We got the little one on top. It's Master Blaster from Mad Max 3.
He's like a parrot in a pirate film.
Yeah. First episode has another spider thing, doesn't it?
It does, but it does die horribly. So I hope that made you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get spirit gun, doesn't it?
I do love how the spider thing appears and Kuwabara's like, no. It gets Botan because she falls into a trip while it's up, and Kuwabara's like, no, I'm just going to cut your web down, and then Yusuke's going to shotgun you.
Yeah. Yusuke and Kuwabara are having a great time, by the way. They're having a blasty blast.
The most dignity it gets is Yusuke going, an octopus and now a spider. It doesn't even get a moment to speak. They just kill it.
Nope, just dead. But yeah, the boys are having a great time storming the castle. Like this is probably the most relaxed beginning of an arc that there is.
Yeah, I mean, this first episode, sure. Once there's something that happens in the following episode to Kuwabara in particular, where I'm like, I'm sure all of your organs are liquid after that blow, but okay, we'll just keep going.
They grow back.
They grow back.
It's fine. I do like it being sort of them being lackadaisical, because it does play into the sort of other side plot of Hiei. We're learning a bit more at Hiei now. We get a little flashback to him getting his eye implanted. But I do like the idea that we sort of go back to the spirit realm and learn about here. And it's like, the problem is, here gets there. He's going to kill everyone, including the family dog. That is bad because he will get punished for that. We can't have that. So it basically means that whenever they're being slow, it's like, oh no, you've got to speed up to beat Hiei here. I like that as a timer idea.
Yeah, you're not just working against the clock because you want to save Yukina. It's also because, oh no, this is going to be an actual war crime if we don't go faster.
Like, I'm 100% stealing that for something. That should be just the new mechanic in all games. Hiei is coming, and you have... Hiei is coming, motherfuckers. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, did you ever play One Punch Man, the hero no one knows? And have the timer when the other hero is coming in to reinforce. Yeah, it's also kind of, for me, this entire arc, the lack of Kurama is kind of odd, I think. Maybe I'm just used to the freaky foursome, but we don't get the freaky foursome in this one.
It is odd. He has one scene in these 2 episodes. He comes in his naval best again, and to be reminded, oh yeah, by the way, you will die too. Remember this? Because he's like, I couldn't find Hiei. Oh, I wonder where he's gone. Well, take a guess.
It does kind of feel like this is, again, one of those moments where Kurama cannot be a part of this plot because Kurama solves the plot if he is involved. Like, it does have that energy of, like, if Kurama is here with Yusuke and Kuwabara, there's no point to the rest of anybody else being there, you know?
I am choosing to believe that the white uniform isn't like a changing clothing. His other clothes are in the wash, and he's just refusing to leave. He's just a prima donna. I won't go out without my costume.
I'm not going to get my good clothes dirty. I'm going to wait till my uniform is done.
Just the spirit realm laundrette. He's just sat there going...
Yeah.
So this episode does have some fun edits on Toonami. Obviously, they didn't like Helen. They did not like Helen.
No.
They
Can't
do get
imagine
around.
why.
They get around it quite nicely because they just cut the punch when he punches through her. They pan up to the 2 bits, and you do see the blood on the wall, so they leave that in. But they do cut the bit afterwards where the guy offers them to be his bodyguards because you can see too much of the corpse there, so that's just cut. But the bigger problem in these episodes are cigarettes. There's a lot of smoking. I say I'm avoiding the elephant in the room. But yes, like we see the younger one light up a cigarette when he says about cheating your friends, and Honourable Bat gets cut. Weirdly, one of the other scenes that gets cut, I presume because you see one of them smoking, is the guy saying, hey, when you're rotten like me, there's only one thing you can do, spread your stink. Which, to be fair, I'm glad was cut. That's a disgusting line.
It's a gross line, but it says so much about the character.
Spread your stink.
Spread your stink.
I don't want to hear it, so I'm glad it's cut.
Axe body spray ad.
It's like all Siako has is a lot because he's smoking a lot in these episodes. Yeah. So they cut like. So what they keep doing is they keep using earlier shots of him to replace him smoking. So you'll often see his facial expression not lining up with what he's saying at all, which I do quite like. Because I, for a while when I was watching this, presumed it's like, oh, he's just on Zoom. That's why he doesn't line up. It just does a bit of lag.
1995 Zoom.
But we lose the scene of Kuwabara slicing guy in summer. But of all of this, the spider death stays in. Someone in Toonami were like, spider's dead. Got to show the spider dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Sam.
The one thing that gets me, legs don't curl when it dies. Legs go splay out.
No,
because it's a demon spider. It has bones.
It's got a human front end. Yeah. And that changes it. Yusuke does go all the way through it. It's quite impressive. We got to talk about the ending as well. I love it's amazing that the ending is they trip on some landmines, they see some explosions, Botan goes out, and I was like, oh god, we're not doing a landmine cliffhanger, are we? Because that's stupid. Because we already know, and they say, oh, there's 3 minutes left, and they walk out of the fire just immediately silhouetted. Okay, I'm back in.
Back in,
great
baby.
Shot. Well, because if it had been a cliffhanger, we know they're not going to die to random off-screen landmines. That would just be silly.
Yeah, this isn't Creamy Mommy.
Yeah, so this one is. I love that final shot, especially because Botan comes down and joins them. That's really nice.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, the Deadly Triad. Simple idea. We have 3 new demons. We're going to fight them all. Would you like to guess how many edits I found on the Toonami broadcast before the first commercial break?
Before just the first commercial break, I'm going to go with a baker's dozen.
there have to be like 20 cuts.
45.
That's a lot of cuts before the first commercial.
The first half is basically entirely rewritten. This is so basically Miyuki, the Ogre of Enchantment, is it's been weird because I keep forgetting that Yu Yu Hakusho is old. It just feels so like fresh and fast and nicely animated. This episode slammed me right back to the ground and kicked me in the face because it's a horrible transphobic joke. Miyuki is actually a man, and Yusuke finds this by grabbing her dick. Obviously. Yes, yeah. So Toonami do edit the crap out of this. Basically, what they try and make this into is that she is hiding being injured to make the boys pity her, which you can probably guess doesn't really work. So yeah, basically, here's a list of the cuts I have. Kuwabara's flashback on Yusuke checking the breasts, cut. Kuwabara's, oh my gosh, pretty sure you grabbed, well, it serves you right to get choked, cut. Kuwabara's line about apologising, Botan's oh be quiet in response. Scene of them looking at the monitor of Yusuke being hung, because obviously Yusuke is getting hung during this fight as well, which is also something Toonami will not allow you to show the full David Carradine. Close-ups to basically all the close-ups in that scene are gone. The scene of Yusuke hanging in his glasses is gone. Scene where Miyuki gets up and charges at Yusuke only for Yusuke to punch her in the chest, gone. Kuwabara talking out how did Yusuke know. Yusuke saying how did I notice is gone. The entire scene where Kuwabara re-sees the first attack scene, the grab between the legs, is gone. Yusuke talking about how he was curious is gone. Kuwabara, all the talking about Kuwabara is gone. Then them looking at the camera at the end is gone. Scenes where they run down the hallway is gone. The scene later on where Kuwabara tries to bribe Yusuke by mentioning Keiko would not be happy is gone. Yeah.
You know, I do have to say what you want about the scene. At least we know that Yusuke's hands are rated E for everyone. Like, Yusuke doesn't care about fighting girls or anybody. So, you know what? Good for Yusuke.
That's what bugs me about this scene, though, because that was a perfectly acceptable way of doing this fight that would make way more sense for the characters. Yusuke is not, like, we've never really shown Yusuke to be a perv in that way. Like, having Kuwabara be like, I have my code, I don't hit women, and Yusuke being, well, I'm a big believer in the needs of the many outweigh the few. She's getting in the way of an injustice. She has it coming. Perfectly acceptable. Then Kuwabara can be like, well, I'm a bit offended. We do a little bit of a break-up ankle. All fine and dandy. All they've done here is do... It's one joke, and it's extended over about 10 minutes. It's not... Yeah. It's like, okay, we get the gag, guys. It's not really a woman, so you can hit her, but it's... Also, like, the idea that Yusuke even cares about hitting a woman is like... He's like the most feared gangster in this school. Like, why would any... Why?
Yeah. I don't think he cares about hitting anybody, to be honest with you. He just wants to hit people.
That's my point. Like, especially because also there was also the joke of it's a demon. Like, I threatened to kill the bird in May's Castle.
The bird?
Yeah. Like, that was a woman. You didn't care then, so why would he care now? It is horribly worse in Japan because they repeatedly call her a yokai drag queen. Yusuke even says, I can't tell if the breasts were implanted or injected. They just bulged out. And tells her if you're going to become a woman, become fully a woman. If you're going to become a man, be fully a man. Yeah. And then we get the worst part of this episode.
Yeah.
When she's knocked out, Kuwabara goes to her and basically tries to grope her.
The Roshi.
Yeah.
The full Roshi.
And in Japan, he even says, easy to take advantage of like this, pardon me a moment, which pisses me off on a level you will never believe, because the entire joke of the last 3 episodes is that Kuwabara is in love with the ice apparition, to the point he is running into danger to save her and runs into the landmines to save her. Why is he being distracted by someone he doesn't care about? You've ruined your own joke for no reason, guys. What the fuck?
We've injected some Toriyama into my Togashi.
But it's not even shot. I think it's because Kuwabara is like, because it's just so weird, and it's only there to get Botan to hit him. It's so just a long wet fart at the start of this episode. Yeah, Toonami, it's a mess on Toonami. I'm gonna be honest. I can't blame them though. Like, I cannot see what you could have done with this. Because I mean, the problem Toonami had is like, okay, we could just cut all the conversation stuff. Oh no, how does she fight? Oh, she hangs him. Okay, we totally can't do that either.
Yeah, when I was watching this, I didn't. That's just it. Is I've seen this episode before post Toonami, and I remembered it, but I thought back to when I was a kid, and I this is one of those episodes that my memory of the episode is so choppy because I don't think I understood what was going on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's deliberate by the English dub trying to sort of sand the edges off. They make
Yeah.
Yusuke less virulently horrible, but it's still pretty horrible. If you know, it's icky and horrible. And it's this first time I've honestly felt like I'm just done with this episode. I kind of wanted it to stop because like this is just such a, it's pointlessly mean for,
Yeah.
especially for a show that's been really good with having fun characters. This is just everyone. For a brief moment, the oxygen ran out, and Yusuke and Kuwabara just went mad for some reason.
It's a little bottle episode because the tone shifts so much in the second half of the episode.
Yeah, there's the second episode. We go back to it's like the ad break cures everyone because we go back to normal. Everything's fine. Like the next two fights are really fun. Like I love them for the stealth guy. They draw him around a corridor. Like there's only one direction.
Yeah, Kuwabara loses his bandana. We get the spirit shotgun again. Yeah.
And him losing the bandana would have been a much funnier moment if we hadn't already. And that would have played into the ending of the episode when he psychically contacts her and she rejects him. You ruined your own payoff. Why? So I'm being called for my blood pressure, I'm presuming.
They're calling you now.
You deal with this while I come back and complain more in a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it is wild to remember when something came out in the 90s. I think is part of this too, where it's like it was such a different time period, and then Yu Yu Hakusho is doing so much that's so forward thinking that when you get shot back to that time period, it's like, oh God, I forgot that we are still in a
They
very
do drop the
specific era.
R slur towards the start of the series. I remember that in the Funimation dub and just being like, oh, this made the
Oh.
home video release.
You're allowed to say that apparently back then.
Especially after we've had all the Keiko stuff where it was like really maturely handled and they've made her into a really nice character. It's kind of weird. Though, of course, the second half of the episode isn't free of edits because of that bloody cigarette. There are about another 30 edits to that, and all involved Seiko. They can't quite work out what to do with him. So, in one shot, they just remove his arm entirely, and it's very noticeable. They've just cut the arm off. And they change it.
His arm.
They change it to a ballpoint pen for exactly one shot, and clearly realize that's too hard. My personal favorite is when he takes a drag in one of the calls. They brush out the cigarette, but not the sound. So he just puts two fingers to his mouth and goes, which is some just like weird. I don't know. And then for a lot of the other ones, whenever they pan him, they pan to a really tight close up of his face to hide the cigarette. Just like suddenly full screen.
Everybody in Funimation going like, damn, why did Marlboro lose that court case? Because it would have been so much easier if they hadn't.
This did lead to me wondering if all the other episodes, like we've talked about some stuff getting through more in previous episodes, I do wonder if that's because the entire team were trying to work out on this one. Like, maybe they put this one through at the same time, so the censors were like, okay, you need to get rid of basically all of this episode. So everything else seems less bad in comparison.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of all the freakings because we need everyone brushing cigarettes.
We need everybody on cigarette watch right now.
Yeah. If I see so much as an ash.
Why?
It's your ass.
Why does this man have to smoke in his Zoom calls?
And chain smoke too. Like in the unedited version, it's constant. He is a chimney.
He is ripping heaters left, right, and center. He just, yeah.
On positive notes, I do like the recurring bit in this of the gambling. I do like the fact that immediately, like, everyone is calling this guy, like, why the hell would you even do this guy? Like, it's the old bar bet thing. If someone says, hey, bet I can't do this, the answer is yes, clearly you have a method to do this. Else you wouldn't be asking me. The fact everyone immediately listens to him, so I was like, well, of course you wouldn't have this gamble if you thought you weren't going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're all so... I do like the depiction of such depraved richness where it's like, oh no, we all know that this is a setup, but it's the only excitement we get to have anymore, so let's do it. Let's hunt humans in the woods. Like I like that energy that's coming from this Legion of Doom.
I love the two guys who do heard about Yusuke as well, because it's one of the nicest moments for the two brothers when the one is like, oh, it's these two. It's like that brief moment, he's like, okay, this is, you've picked the wrong day to gamble.
I quick picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
Like, of all the people in the world who could have turned up, you happen to be doing this on the one day where the guys who just survived May's castle have turned up with the literal god of death.
It's like you can't be rolling these kind of parlays, it's just not correct.
The Koenma scenes kind of took me out too, as they usually do. Because whenever you get a little baby boy, it's just like I think I'm, or is it Botan? No, it's Koenma, right?
It's Koenma. He's the bun gambler.
Yeah. It's every time, where they're just like, oh, you can't break a bet. And it's just like, come on.
I mean, he really wanted that rice cake, which again, shout out to Funimation for not making it a donut or something, big shout out.
Though Funimation do add the sugar crusted or sugar covered. It's not sugar covered in Japan. It's just a rice cake. So they were like, how do we make this appeal to Americans? Put some sugar on it.
Look, man, growing up eating rice cakes, it could have used sugar.
Why made me especially happy was the you can't break a promise, I should have to swallow 10,000 needles. That's across both of them.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
It makes it through the Toonami edit as well, probably because there's no footage left.
There's no footage of the needle swallowing, so it's okay. We're just talking about it.
You can stage it as he's just trying to mean parent the little baby boy. Like, you can't back out of this. You can't back out of this. Yeah.
George is not having it. George will not be a part of this tomfoolery.
I do like it plays back into the idea though of like how Koenma is very aware that I have somehow recruited the stupidest group of people possible to my spirit detective. Like, Yusuke wasn't the best choice. Now he's brought his friend along and he's also not particularly stable, so I want them to win, but I'm also very aware this might go very wrong very soon.
Yeah. It's like any job that doesn't comply with OSHA guidelines, because you cannot tell me that the spirit world is OSHA compliant. Like, somebody may die, but that's a risk that Koenma is willing to take.
I mean, if he gets his food, who cares? And he gets the demon also puts him to bed, which is, I'm not sure that would be a proper workplace relationship, but oh well.
We are kind of like, it's kind of wild that this is where the first season ends. Like, this is the penultimate episode of the first season.
Yeah.
And to John's point, it is a bit derivative from the other episode, but it is a little less structured, like one-on-one. Like the last Tower of God or whatever that we went through, Tower of Death that we went through. But yeah, it is like odd that it's always kind of like multi-stage fights.
It's always made for a video game.
Yeah.
I will say I do quite like in this how they did pull a nice bait and switch on the audience by introducing the triad and setting them up so they get their little rundown the episode before and then having them all go in an episode. They are messing with the pacing, so it's not always one fight per episode. Sometimes guys say, it's like we had that last time where Byakuya comes back for a second fight, but Seiryu gets killed in one go. They are changing the pace around enough that it doesn't feel like one to one to one to one. It does keep things on edge because that works really well at the end of this episode when we have the ogre grabs Botan, because that clearly could be the setup for a several episode fight. Then they're like, hey Botan, put your arms up. And she just falls out of her jacket, then they just kill it. It keeps you on your toes.
I also like that, unlike some other like different kinds of shonen anime, we don't need a massive, gigantic power up in between arcs. Like, you can see the progression in Yusuke and Kuwabara without it needing to be Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan sort of deal. Like, yeah, they are stronger, but are they strong enough is still the question mark.
Well, they still get hurt.
I love when Kuwabara gets smacked with the massive Oni club because how he rolls across a wall, like not to hit the floor, he just rolls. It's amazing.
Liquefied insides.
Yeah, that's specifically what I was kind of referring to. Like, watching that hit, it was like, that type of club from that size ogre, pointy-headed ogre thing. Um, you don't have like your ribs are pulverized. Your ribs
Yeah,
are a powder at this point, man.
your liver's in the next time zone.
Yeah. But he
You know
Uh,
that
takes it in
appendix that you don't
stride.
need?
But
You need it now.
yeah.
I don't think that Kuwabara is kind of like the 40k orcs a little bit in that he is so confident and so strongly believes he warps reality around him. So he's just like he doesn't think he can die, so he's just not.
Too dumb to die.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you're just too dumb to stay down.
it that it is what I do like how we are keeping that thing because the spirit shotgun has been our one big upgrade, and the spirit shotgun has been repeatedly used now in different ways. And the spirit shotgun isn't presented as that much of an upgrade. It is just a multi-attack. You know,
It's an
Kuwabara's
AoE.
yeah, Kuwabara is slightly better at tracking demon things, but and can do slightly better with his sword. But we haven't introduced a bigger sword yet. Well, bigger as in like an upgrade sword yet.
Yeah. No, he can make the sword bigger if he thinks about it really hard, but it's not giving him more power necessarily.
One of my favorite little notes in the I think it's the spider fight where he mentions that he used too little power to avoid Botan and then messed it up. We are still having these moves be sort of flawed. You can use them and lose the fight still, which keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
That's another reason I like the Hiei thing as well, I'll be honest, is that having the Hiei thing there is a way for Yusuke to lose this fight. And the bad end is an ending that could happen and make sense.
It is something that I like about the way that the fights in Yu Yu Hakusho are structured in general. There's always some other outside thing happening. It's not just about getting the flute back from Suzaku. It's also like Keiko could die and the world is about to end. It's not just about beating Rando. It's also that Rando will get this power and it will be bad for other people. Like I like that there is more to it than just there is one bad guy and the only consequence is bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the it sounds weird, but the Black Club adds so much to this episode for both flavor and again adding another twist because there's all sorts of ideas like what could they do to force his hand or to change the situation or what's he going to do when he inevitably loses. They've done a lot of plot threads here that could resolve in different ways.
Do you think having Botan kind of complete this initial trio, not counting Hiei kind of shadowing our heroes, do you think that kind of mixes it up adequately compared to our last arc?
I like having Botan around. I'm not 100% sure why she's there for the most part. Like
I
it
assume it
seems
was just variety. Yeah, I thought it was variety, frankly.
yeah, it's just variety it feels like, but she is helpful, but she is also kind of a liability.
I think she is filling the Kurama role here. Going in Maze Castle, Kurama had two roles: one winning everything and being excellent because he is Kurama. This is what he does. But also, Yusuke and Kuwabara will not talk to each other. They are constantly they will not take anything seriously, so they need someone to talk to or to talk to them to make them express feelings. So that's why they need you need Kurama to make Yusuke be like, oh, Kuwabara's gonna die. You need Botan here to have those two express what's going on to each other because they wouldn't talk. You can't have those two have a sit down and have a heart to heart unless one of them is on the verge of death. So I like he's not that much different, but I appreciate that you need that third person for them to bounce off.
But we are getting close to the end, so my friends, what are our final thoughts on these two benign, nothing happened in them episodes that can't offend anyone?
It's kind of like I was saying, it does feel a little derivative. There's a little variation where it does set itself from the other pseudo, not actually a tournament arcs. Um, it's just like I said, it's just kind of wild. It does feel like the season's headed to an abrupt end. So it'll be fun to see everybody kind of back in the fold in a more prominent way in the next episode.
Yeah, these episodes are fun. It does feel like a little bit of a step down after Maze Castle, but where can you go? I do like that we are trying to mix things up. Said these episodes, I'm frustrated by them because I've been enjoying this show, so it's kind of a shame to see something that I'm really enjoying go down this kind of rote road, and it does sour the first half of the Deadly Triad for no reason. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed because I know they can write better than this and can do interesting things. So why go on Bad Day Toriyama boring? That's for lesser shonen. You can do interesting things. But I do like how we're going. I think there's some interesting with gangster stuff. I do just love that kind of leering thing of Hiei is coming, and what will you do when Hiei comes down on you is a cool way to sort of move him into the group without having to make him a full-time member. And yeah, I like his little flashbacks. I think there's going to be something. I'm curious to see him get involved. I want to know what those flashbacks mean. So these were fun, but they could have been better.
PA is kind of like in Majora's Mask, the moon is just getting closer every day. But yeah, like it's Rescue Yukina really is basically kind of creating the setup for Dark Tournament. There's a lot in Rescue Yukina I genuinely like, but yeah, like this last episode feels a little bit rougher. I do like the Black Club being there. I like that we have human antagonists and it's not always just demons. But we know that next week we're going to be ending the Rescue Yukina arc and we're going to be introducing some fun new stuff. But that does mean that we have pulled into our final destination. That's right, it is time for us to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you once again for joining us and talking about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.